Fun fact, years ago when this channel first began, it was not called Offhand Disney, it was called Offhand Disneyland. It kind of rhymed. It was the whole gimmick there was that I just knew a bunch of offhand facts about Disneyland, but I also knew a lot about Walt Disney World, and it's days like today where I am very glad I changed the name to Offhand Disney, because I'm going to be talking a lot about both Animal Kingdom and Disneyland today, oddly enough. Now, why specifically Animal Kingdom and Disneyland? Well, it's because very soon here, and by soon I mean within the next couple of years, they will share an e-ticket. Sort of. See, when Countdown to Extinction entered the world in April of 1998, it utilized the same ride system and a very similar track to that found in Adventureland at Disneyland for the Indiana Jones Adventure. And over the years, Countdown to Extinction changed its name to Dinosaur, and some changes, happened here and there, but no matter what Disney tried to change, guests' opinion of the ride remained relatively neutral. The ride wasn't great. It wasn't terrible by any means. It wasn't a bad ride. It just wasn't amazing. Not anything like its sister attraction over at Disneyland. The Indiana Jones Adventure is extremely popular, was massively groundbreaking when it first opened, and to this day continues to draw huge amounts of crowds, even if half of the special effects aren't working. And so when people who are familiar with the Indiana Jones Adventure experienced Dinosaur, or even those who were just aware of the Indiana Jones Adventure's existence experienced Dinosaur, they said to themselves wistfully, why do we have this when we could have that? Why not just make Dinosaur Indiana Jones? It wouldn't be a huge renovation. You would keep the track, you would keep the ride vehicles. It's just the set dressing and the pre-show and the show building that would have to be changed, which, granted, is a lot more money than you think it would be, but it's still not the same as building a brand new attraction from the ground up. But eventually, those ideas became a thing of the past. People sort of lost hope that Dinosaur would be re-themed into an Indiana Jones attraction. Either they would just do a new version of Dinosaur, or it would meet the wrecking ball, and Dinosaur would be no more. That rhymed. But last year at Destination D23 at Walt Disney World, something fantastic happened. Something unexpected. So what's... Are they doing it? Are they doing it? Are they putting Indiana Jones in instead? Sorry, instead of Dinosaur?
You just want to do the whole show?
No way!
It happened again.
It's too easy. I didn't think they'd do it.
This is how we're going to start pitching
easy.
ideas to
Yeah, I guess so.
Name that tune.
They're bringing Indiana Jones
Adventure
Adventure to Animal Kingdom.
Whipping up some new ideas for this area special park. In fact, this is where we celebrate the value of our natural world and our
Dinosaur
connection to
rethemed
animals,
to Indy.
and then go out and seek amazing adventures.
Yep. And,
Amazing adventures.
So I know we're searching for ways to extend the overall story of Animal Kingdom. Encanto and Indiana Jones are two of the most popular stories.
Not sure Indiana Jones fits with animals.
It doesn't feel like a natural fit for this park.
It does.
No,
but it all
I like
starts
Indiana
with the foundation
Jones.
of the tropical Americas region.
This piece of concept art was released revealing that Encanto would be replacing Chester and Hester's Dino-Rama, and a new Indiana Jones attraction would be replacing Dinosaur. But that's the special word I'm using here. New Indiana Jones attraction. This is not a clone. This is the Indiana Jones Adventure 2. But why? Why would they do an entirely brand new version of the Indiana Jones Adventure when they have a perfectly fine and popular one over at Disneyland? Wouldn't it be cheaper to just refabricate everything you find in the Disneyland version and just bring it over to Magic Kingdom? Animal Kingdom? Yeah, I do think it would be a little bit easier to bring Disneyland's version of the Indiana Jones Adventure to Animal Kingdom, but there is one special detail that I think you're missing. If you said that. If you didn't, you're cool. Don't worry about them. You see, as Animal Kingdom currently exists, there are 6 different themed lands. You have the Oasis when you first walk in, Discovery Island where the Tree of Life is, Pandora, obviously, Asia, Africa, and Dinoland. Now, 4 of those are just fictional lands, Discovery Island, Pandora, Dinoland, but you also have 2 lands that are continents, Asia and Africa. This new expansion replacing Dinoland will be the Tropical Americas, or South America, another continent. But it's here you run into a sort of storytelling issue, because the Indiana Jones Adventure at Disneyland takes place within the fictional area of Adventureland, but more specifically for Indiana Jones in the Lost Delta, which is somewhere in India. Which is why the artwork within the temple, and I guess Mara himself, looks really sort of Hindu-inspired. And the exterior of the attraction is very much inspired by ancient temples like Angkor Wat. You can really see the similarities. And that's all great. It's great for Adventureland at Disneyland, but if you look at a map map of the world, you might start to notice that India is actually nowhere near South America. It's a completely different part of the world, which is why I think that this new Indiana Jones Adventure attraction coming to Animal Kingdom is going to be a completely new story with new sets and new effects, potentially. And there are so many reasons why building a brand new version of the Indiana Jones Adventure would be so advantageous to Imagineering and to guests. It's a complete win-win-win scenario. Because as all of my Disneyland friends watching this video, as all of you know, there are tons of special effects in the Indiana Jones Adventure that don't really work anymore. Some of them have just been abandoned forever and turned off, like the falling ice meant to represent falling rubble, while some it's really just a sort of flip of the coin whether or not they happen during your ride, like the moving walls in the boulder scene, or the impact and the sound effects of the darts hitting your car in the blow dart hallway. Sometimes these happen, sometimes they don't. Building a new Indiana Jones adventure that is set within South America is the perfect way to bring back maybe a few of these unreliable, or dare I say even extinct, effects. Imagine for a moment, if you will, when they build this brand new Indiana Jones adventure in Animal Kingdom, that they fix the door effect at the very beginning of the attraction to make it look like you're going through a different door each time. Apparently you can't fix it at Disneyland because the effect relies on one single mechanical part that just isn't made anymore and Disney doesn't want to fabricate it. That's what I've heard. At least there's a bunch of different stories as to why they can't repair or fix this door effect, but at Disney World they'd be building it from scratch, so they would be able to do it in a way where they can keep it working for years and years to come. That being said, however, I don't really think the falling ice effect is ever really going to return. That one is just really hard to keep going year after year, day after day, without the machine getting all gross and clogged up, so that one is understandable as to why it would never return. But of course, with all of these new special effects and some returning old favorites, there of course are some parts of the ride that they will have to keep exactly the same as they are in Disneyland, if not very, very close. The boulder scene is an iconic finale to the attraction, and they would be shooting themselves in the foot if they didn't recreate it at Animal Kingdom. So yes, while it may be a story that we haven't seen the likes of here in America ever, will it be completely brand new and original? Maybe not. For those of you unaware, the Indiana Jones Adventure at Disneyland is not the only Indiana Jones Adventure attraction in the world. In fact, over at Tokyo DisneySea, they have their own version of the attraction called the Indiana Jones Adventure Temple of the Crystal Skull. Now, while this version of the Indiana Jones Adventure is still essentially a clone track-wise and ride vehicle-wise of what you find at Disneyland, the special effects are on a completely different level at Tokyo DisneySea. Just look at what you're watching right now. This is insane. But something else that bears mentioning about this version of the ride is that it takes place within the Lost River Delta land, even though it has a very similar name to the Lost Delta featured in Disneyland's version of the Indiana Jones Adventure. The Lost River Delta at Tokyo DisneySea is actually in Central America. Coincidentally, the very same region of the world they are going to replicate at Animal Kingdom. Now, there's a prediction I could make here that is kind of sad. I don't really want to make this prediction, but if they do decide to go ahead with this, it wouldn't surprise me. Instead of doing a brand new, completely from the ground up, fresh and new story that ties together Animal Kingdom's themes of conservation and wildlife to Indiana Jones, they might just end up doing a clone of DisneySea's version of the Indiana Jones Adventure instead. The only thing, and I mean the only thing, that maybe makes me think that they won't be doing this is the exteriors. The exteriors for these two attractions, the one featured in the concept art and the actual exterior in Tokyo, they're two different buildings. Even though they look similar, they're different. And the goal of Animal Kingdom, the story of Animal Kingdom, is different than what you'd find over at DisneySea. So it would make sense if Disney really wanted to, they could go in a completely different direction for this new Indiana Jones ride. However, my question is, how in the world are they going to tie this back into the mission statement? How is the Indiana Jones adventure going to have to relate to animals and conservation? I genuinely have no idea. I'm interested to see what they do. That is, if they do anything at all. They might just go a completely different direction and not tie animals at all into the attraction, which I guess, is certainly one way to do it. One of the most popular attractions at Animal Kingdom, Expedition Everest, isn't a about an animal. It features an animal, a fake animal, the Yeti, but it isn't really about how do we conserve the Yeti population. The Yetis are dying. How do we live in harmony with the Yetis? It's not really what the attraction is for. The attraction is for, oh wow, look at this absolutely beautiful artwork. Oh, we're going high. We're going really high. We're going way up high right now. Okay, I don't like how high, oh. Okay, we're at Everest now. Okay, we're at Everest. This is great. I'm just glad we can ride a train to the top of Everest and we don't have to, wait, what? That's part of the plan, right? This is all completely normal. Oh, no. Okay, no, wait a minute. I get it now. I see. We're all going to die. That's what this ride's about. So while I suppose they don't really have to tie animals into the new Indiana Jones ride, I do think they'd be doing themselves a disservice by not. The question is, however, how? Oh, no, I'm asking you, how? How would they do that? In fact, I did ask on the website formerly known as Twitter, and a lot of you chimed in with the possibility that the dinosaurs may remain in what used to be Dinoland, and that through either some time travel shenanigans or by just discovering a hidden colony of dinosaurs that Indy must save and protect somehow from some ancient evil artifact, that the dinosaurs in some way, shape, or form will remain in the attraction. And I think this is the best possible outcome. We get the new Indiana Jones attraction, and the dinosaurs remain in Animal Kingdom. One thing that I don't think gets enough love is the queue for Dinosaur, what we have now for the queue. It's very much like a middle school field trip. It feels like you're going on a field trip to the Dino Institute, which I guess you kind of are. You pass by artifacts and exhibits and sometimes even models that sort of give you info on real ancient creatures, not just dinosaurs. And instead of entering that big sort of well of the souls area in the Indiana Jones adventure queue, you enter a huge room with a giant T-Rex skeleton, because you don't actually see the T-Rex on the actual ride, you're not going to the right time period, where you get to listen to a wonderful pre-show narrated by the great Bill Nye. You know, the science guy?
Some dinosaurs defy the imagination. One weighed over 50 tons. You know how many elephants you'd have to have on a scale to have 50 tons?
50.
10.
Wow. It was 10 elephants, everyone. I'm sorry. I don't know how much an elephant weighs. I'll be better next time. I know the answer's 10 now. But I would say, honestly, more so than the pre-show, the queue really helps educate guests, which is one of the mission statements of Animal Kingdom, on the history of, well, dinosaurs. Animals in general. And maybe, hopefully, this could carry over to the new Indiana Jones adventure. Instead of excavating an ancient temple, which, I mean, there is an ancient temple in the concept art, maybe they're not excavating it. Maybe they're excavating dinosaur bones. And I'm not sure how far ahead Disney has gotten on planning this new Indiana Jones adventure, but the queue area, the extended outdoor queue area for Dinosaur, is now covered with what looks like sort of metal plating. So this looks like it could be an archaeological dig site. Again, I don't know how much of this is sort of blue sky conceptualizing and how much is set in stone confirmed. But on that Twitter thread that I posted, there were a lot of people worried that this wouldn't really belong in Animal Kingdom, that it maybe would go better in Hollywood Studios. Because, you know, they already have the Stunt Spectacular there, and the Stunt Spectacular doesn't draw a crowd, except it does, and I love it. I love Mark and his nerd fact of the day. But, you know, maybe it would mesh better at Hollywood Studios. But I think if Disney really wanted to make an Indiana Jones attraction fit in Animal Kingdom the way that it exists today, I think they could do it. They've made Pandora fit in very, very well, I think. I learned the term keystone species from a simulator attraction where you fly on the back of a dragon, a banshee, Ikran. Avatar the movie and Pandora the land both really have heavy-handed messages of living in harmony with your planet and respecting the wildlife and the nature around you, which is its Animal Kingdom. So if they really want to make this ride fit in, they can. Will they? That actually remains up for debate. However, with the recent shakeup over at Imagineering, I am more optimistic about the Disney parks creative-wise than I have been in a very, very long time. Imagineers, I know some of you watch my videos. I've met some of you. You got this. This is where you shine. But I do believe it'll be the best of both worlds if we do get a new updated Indiana Jones style attraction with a working door effect, with a brand new story that ties back to dinosaurs, that gives us sort of a little lesson on what dinosaurs are, where they came from in the pre-show and even during the queue. That's my dream scenario, and screw it, that's my prediction. That's what I think is going to happen. I do think that the new Indiana Jones ride will be dinosaur themed. Just you know, no more over-reliance on Aladar. Sorry, Aladar. Ooh, okay, I know this isn't an Imagineering video or a blue sky, you know, imagining what this ride would be, but imagine, maybe you don't need to fix or build the doors in the first place, because in the Disneyland version of the attraction, as you can see here, one of the 3 options that you can get at the very beginning of the ride is called the Observatory of the Future, which I guess allows you to see into the future. What if instead of going through the Observatory of the Future, like at Disneyland, you go through the Observatory of the Past, which brings us to the time of the dinosaurs, or for whatever reason sets dinosaurs loose within our time. Just a thought that I had. But either way, I think Disney knows and has heard of the fan demand to get some sort of Indiana Jones attraction similar to the one that you can find at Disneyland over to Walt Disney World, and just putting it where Dinoland is makes a lot of sense in a way, but also doesn't make too much sense in another way. But I hope that with this video, I've convinced you that if Disney wanted to, they could pull off a convincing animal-themed story within the Indiana Jones intellectual property. And what's even more important is that way you would be able to keep the dinosaurs, you'd be able to have Indiana Jones, and you'd be able to set the attraction within South America, within the tropical Americas, in this new reimagined land at Animal Kingdom that, yes, also features Encanto. I don't know what the Encanto plan is yet. Maybe that's a whole separate video. Dark rides are cool. I like dark rides. Let's do a dark ride. I mean, it would be replacing Chester and Hester's Dino-Rama. There's nowhere to go but up from here, folks. But there's one more extremely important plot detail that I feel like we should end this video on, one that is the most crucial to get correct, because if you aren't aware, Indiana Jones is indeed a member of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, and this is Disney's chance to incorporate Sea into Disney's Animal Kingdom. Just think about all the possibilities, all of the Easter eggs that would be in the queue and the actual ride itself if they make this ride canon to the SEA. I mean, I'm sure it's already canon if it is canon to the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. That one is canon to SEA, so why not just make this one also part of the story? Why not expand that already existing amazing universe? Because the SEA is the best thing Disney has come up with, you know, the whole overarching plot within the past, I don't know, 15, 20 years. You gotta keep the story going. Even if it's through an Indiana Jones attraction, you gotta keep telling that story. I need more. But that about wraps it up. Those are my predictions for the new upcoming Indiana Jones attraction at Disney's Animal Kingdom. They have filed permits to set up sort of like a base camp behind Dinoland, so I do think that a closing date for Dinoland will be announced in the future, probably this year. Obviously, I don't think we'll have an opening date for Tropical Americas at Disney's Animal Kingdom for a while, but I do think that it will close sometime this year. That's my prediction. So get those dinosaur ride-throughs in as soon as you possibly can, because while the dinosaurs are there now, and Chester and Hester's are still, you know, is taking up space over there in the corner of Dinoland, soon the meteor of intellectual property will hit, and Dinoland will go extinct. For better or for worse, we shall see when the new land opens, but I truly believe it will be for the better. Like I said, anything is better than Chester and Hester's, but I do love Dinosaur. Keep the dinosaurs, Disney. Do the right thing. And I don't know if you all saw from the thumbnail of this video or a post I made on social media earlier this week, but this, I believe, is going to be the main character of that Indiana Jones dinosaur ride. This is a very special offhand Disney leak. This is a picture of the actual animatronic. I do believe his name is going to be Indiana Jones, but he's a Carnotaurus. So if you wanted a little sneak peek of this new Indiana Jones ride, here it is. It's this guy. It's gonna be his ride, like it or not. Hello everybody, thank you so much for watching this video on the future of Dinoland, no longer Moana themed, and what the potential Indiana Jones dinosaur re-theme could be. I do have high hopes for this ride, I really do. I think it's going to pleasantly surprise all of the naysayers, and surprise people who aren't saying nay. What do you want from me? This is the end card. A massive thank you, as always, to all of my supporters over at patreon.com/offhanddisney. They help keep this channel going. They're the ones who make it possible for me to get into the parks and not only collect, you know, footage of these attractions, but also film videos in the parks and do even more research, which allows me to bring you more videos like this. If you want to join their ranks, you can. For even just $1 a month, it'll get you access to most of the perks. Early video access, episode audio, and sometimes even collaboration on videos. Like the Haunted Mansion effects video that was an hour long. I collaborated with a lot of Patreon supporters on that video. It was a great time. If you want to join their ranks, like I said, just $1. There are higher tiers, but $1 will get you access to most of the stuff. I want to make it accessible for everyone. Why did I say accessible like that? Accessible. But fear not, if you want to follow me on just regular social media for free, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, I am at Offhand Disney on all of those social media platforms. This video actually took a lot from that thread I posted on Twitter earlier this week, so that was a lot of fun. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching this video. Keep an eye out for the announcement that Dinoland is closing. Go ride Dinosaur. Do me a favor. Ride it twice, okay? Once for you, once for me. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.